Pascal Siakam is out, but the Bulls still got a back-to-back against us. Let's get it.
There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. All right, a chance to check out stats for Tyus Jones.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. George is out there with Avdia. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard. And for Chicago, they've got Vucevic. Dosunmu is out there with Lonzo Ball. Then there's Cody Martin. And it's Williams at the 4. Well, it may not be a new season, but Greg, it is a new year. And some teams could use, right, a fresh start.
So whenever Tyus Jones is on fire for like a game stretch, for a week or a couple weeks, I usually end up being on a tight leash as far as turnovers and stuff like that, especially towards the end of the game. If I am messing up a little bit towards the end of the game, then they're just going to sub me out for the rest of the game, put in Tyus Jones, and basically see what happens after that. I mean,
they've been fun to watch.
Simple as that.
This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Getting further into the year, this is the brand new year, as you can see at the bottom, celebrating New Year's, Christmas. The whole holiday season is in full effect right now, but we're still the same old Wizards as last year. Ain't nothing changed. There's some dynasties that changed. So last week, there's been some major trades, especially with the Warriors, them dismantling their team. The Suns switching it up since they're all the way at the bottom of the West. I don't know. But it's not really our concern right now since we got the Bulls twice. Lonzo Ball is playing. They're not exactly a talented team, but we're not going to sleep on them, basically.
Oh, he is absolutely.
And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
Love the fact that Ball can use his length to annoy shooters. Make sure whoever he's on doesn't get off a clean shot.
Nikola Vucevic firing on all cylinders for the Bulls. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Nick, what changed as the first half continued?
We toughened up a little bit. They were getting a lot of easy points, a lot of points around the paint, around the basket, and we just started playing more aggressive, playing hard on the defensive end, and that got us going offensively too. So we just got to keep doing that, play hard, and should be fine.
Keeping the paint tight is key. Thanks for.
I'm bummed they never asked me to participate.
Well, maybe it's just because they seen you tear down a couple of baskets instead of just dunking it. You've already done enough of damage.
And how about that first half? Let's talk about Nikola Vucevic. He has been dialed in.
Big Vooch doing his thing out there. Such a diverse skill set. He can go old school on you, or he can beat you down low, and he can pop out. This guy's got a lot of, what he reminds me of? A young Vlade Divac.
Oh, good point. As the big fellow likes to say, anyone with an itch in their last name can shoot that thing.
That's right.
We're getting closer and closer to All-Star Weekend. I'm actually excited to see who ends up being in the final decisions of not even just the rosters, but the games too, like dunk contest. I've seen Shaden Sharp, Amen Thompson, Stephon Castle might be in it. Who knows? Three-point contest is going to be real interesting, and I don't know if I'm going to be in either one of those. Hopefully I am. Hopefully I am, because, I do my little three-point, thizzle. I'm wearing the knits. Those are knit right there.
5 on the clock. Johnson, the pass to Jones. Kispert, wide open, he fires. 3 quarters of play at a close game here. Washington out in front, leading by just 1. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in. Just hold your ground. The other thing, too, is once he picks the ball up, he's not going to shoot it. If he does, just stay down on him.
I like the way the Donovan's conveying that scouting report to his guys.
I mean, knowing how your opponent plays is important, and I think he's on point on this one.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. Terry is up.
So like I said, we got to take this joint serious in the new year, bro. Just because everyone isn't necessarily starting with a clean slate, but it is the new year, and things got to ramp up if you want to get into at least the bubble for the play-in tournament. You know, we already won the tournament, the in-season tournament, you know, against the Thunder, who I think are at the top of the West right now. So it's pretty interesting that they haven't fallen off. They don't plan on falling off. You still got P. Giddy, but I don't know. I mean, they traded Jalen Williams to the Sixers with Luguentz Dort, so they have Tobias Harris, who's gonna pretty much smooth out what they already have, which is the top of the West. So it's going to be real interesting to see who comes out of the West. The East is no different, honestly, but we're at the top, so we're more so not necessarily defending because the Celtics won, but the Celtics are so low in the standings that who's ever at the top is the top, like the top team of the East, basically.
You know, I like that recognition.
Pass the ball. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we present our New Balance Player of the Game, the Cobra.
You got the Bulls out the way in Chicago. Vucevic did his thing. 34-10 is not necessarily crazy, but, that means you're the center of that team right there. 27-9-8, so close to a triple dub. Only 1 turnover. Paul George got 18. Kispert came up with 20. I like this. I like this a lot.
Up next, the Wizards take it on the Bulls. For the Washington Wizards, they are clear championship contenders, showing commitment, endurance, and they'll be on the road looking to take another step towards their championship goals tonight. Bulls, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome and thank you for spending this holiday season with 2K Sports as we get ready for the special NBA presentation. Hi folks, this is Brian Anderson. I'm with Grant Hill and Brent Berry. Our reporter tonight, Allie LaForce. Let's take a second to check in on the race for Rookie of the Year and see how the rankings are shaping up for this year's class of new NBA talents. If you look at Johnson, right in the thick of this season, he is the guy when it comes to Rookie of the Year. What a year he's having.
And this is the type of player you have to be excited about. There's no question he should be at the top of the Rookie of the Year rankings.
Totally agree. It's taken him only about half the season to show he is going to be a force and a face in the NBA for a long time.
Now Washington.
We back in Chicago. No, this is not a televised game. Yeah, I had to switch up the jerseys because we're not about to wear the exact same jerseys 2 games in a row, bro. So, switching up the jerseys yet. Definitely not being on television with this. This is definitely a NBA TV exclusive game, I can tell. Paul George had 18. Kispert had 20. I almost had a triple dub. So pretty much expecting the exact same thing to happen. That's what we're planning on. But you know, things sometimes never go as planned. So we're gonna see. I think I see the Sumu and Martin already in the lineup. The lineup is so just generic. I can't tell if they changed anything or not. Shout out my guy Paul George. Well, first of all, shout out to Clint Capella for just playing defense, man. Thank you. But Paul George getting older. Not exactly yamming it how he used to, but he doesn't need to. Just a little jelly will do.
George outside.
He had 18, so oh my God, you gotta finish those.
Tyus Jones, he's been the guy making things happen for the Washington Wizards. He put together 10 points in the quarter. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
27.
Welcome to halftime, folks. Before we talk about the game, let's check out who won Player of the Month in both the East and West. Now, Shaq, you once said that all the real big men are extinct because you killed them all.
That would be a correctamundo.
Wait, time out. Aren't you a police officer? So shouldn't you place yourself under arrest for that?
Kenny, that's a little thing we call metaphor.
And looking now at that first half of action, quite a big deficit for the Bulls.
In the words of Hall of Fame coach, rebounding is your chance to compete for possessions of the basketball. And they haven't.
Bottom line, Kenny, their activity level sucks.
That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
And so it's Marvin Bagley making highlights for the Washington Wizards. And he's recorded his season high in points and hopes to add on as the game continues. We'll be right back after this word.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
You to get attacked.
Dosunmu, the pass to Martin. Now here's Vucevic, guarded by Capella. The kick out to Ball to stop the drought. Washington with a rebound. Johnson finds George. And as general manager of the Austin Spurs, how important is the G League when it comes to player development, Brent?
Well, it's such a learning ground, BA, for everybody, not just the players, but the coaching staff, the training staff, even game ops people that want to put the proper show on for the fans that show up to see the game. But for the players specifically, it gives them great experience that they're not going to get while in the NBA sitting on a bench somewhere. They're on the floor, they're getting great coaching, and they're developing their skills every day. So that G for us stands for growth.
Inside. Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
You know, Bagley can really...
Even though we're doing so well, and I think we're just raising how many points per game that we're getting by the game, man, I feel like it's so hard to compete with the elites of the league. Even just like stat-wise, it's kind of hard, bro. Like seeing John Morant have Player of the Month is like, but then you, oh my God, on your head. Anyway, it's crazy to see the stats and be like, okay, like the last game I just had, I almost had a triple-double, but that's not as often as what John Morant gets. Like he averages that, which means he probably sees double-doubles and triple-doubles a lot more than I do. You know what I mean? So I may have Paul George, yes, but I don't know. It is really tough trying to keep up with them stat-wise. So it ends up in the awards and being selected for the teams and all that stuff.
Another three.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, BA. It was in enemy territory, but they controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Paul, what a great team effort defensively. What were the points of emphasis?
You know, we do a great job of helping one another and being in gaps. And, you know, if we're going to get beat, it's going to have to be, you know, beaten by contested shots and the ball being swung. You know, so that's what we had to do. We had to sit down, guard guys, and, you know, make them play on the offensive end as a team.
Defense certainly has to be a full team effort.
Thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in as we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Marvin Bagley.
So Lonzo got his chance to go off. They still didn't win though, so it's too bad for him. At least he's playing on the court. It's probably what he's thinking. 28-6. Paul George stepping up with 26, 4, and 4. Had 35 minutes with 13 points with 8 assists. 4 turnovers though. I don't like that.
I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. We've got Emmanuel Quickly. Barnes out there with Pirtle. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Trent in at the 2. And for the Wizards, we've got Bagley. He's out there with Paul George. Johnson is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard. And Greg, taking a look at this one here tonight, the clash at the guard positions really stands out. It'll be the Wizards off the tip. Outside, Bagley. Now, here's Capella. It's George on the wing. The offensive rebound, and it's Johnson with the jam.
Doing his job on the glass.
Yeah. You get tip dunking this mug. Let's go, man. Hang on the rim, let him know. So we 2-0. Back at home. trying to be undefeated for the week. Going against the Raptors. The Raptors are not too high up in the Eastern Conference standings. They're more of an experiment team with poor man's Tyrese Maxey, Isaiah Quickly, and oh, come on, and Scotty Barnes.
Then it's Barnes. Then it's Kelly Olynyk.
So we should, get the dub. But at the same time, if you sleep on them, I don't know, somebody like Gary Trent, Grady Dick or something, they might catch fire. Wish I could do a jersey swap with Grady Dick, but it is what it is. Dick Johnson in the building. Let's get it.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Washington Wizards.
The second unit is doing some serious damage. So many points coming from their bench. Huge advantage tonight.
Calling up the reserves. I'm telling you, the others have played like stars.
Now let's go ahead and recognize the Player of the Month Award recipients. In the Eastern Conference, Joel Embiid.
Embiid beats you with that versatility. He can score from anywhere on the floor, rebounds with the best of them, and he defends at a high level.
I mean, what more can you ask for, Shaq, huh?
In the grit, Scotty Barnes holds his own in the paint.
Johnson against Quickly to the left side wing. Oubre with the steal. Here's Trent. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Bagley sends a screen for Johnson. And count it from 19 feet away.
Joel Embiid being the Eastern Player of the Month, it doesn't surprise me. At the same time, it's one of those things where I look at the same way as John Morant. Like, wow, the stuff I would have to do to kind of compete with the stats that you're getting. Like, he's averaging a double-double. It's kind of hard for me.
Johnson kicks to Avdia.
At the same time, we get out on teams like this. There's nothing these teams can do. We're doing the most. We're up by a lot. But this is us at a well-oiled machine type of status right now. This is what we do
17 points in the
on not necessarily a game-by-game basis, but when we're feeling good, this is what it looks like. You can't keep up. So that's what your score is going to look like. Plain and simple.
26 points as we get ready for the break. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Right back after this break.
Thanks very much. Paul, obviously your team is built on defense. It seems like that's a big part of this team's identity.
I mean, we take pride in our defense. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we hang our hats on is, locking down when it counts. And we stayed together and pulled this one up.
Great team effort tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. As we leave you with our New Balance Player of the Game, the Cobra.